Hey y'all, welcome to Art of the Budget. My name's Nicole. My pronouns are she and her, and I live in the Pacific Northwest, which is the traditional territory of the Coast Salish nations. I am an artist and educator currently learning about saving, budgeting, and planning for retirement and sharing what I learn along the way. Today I'm doing week 1 of August 2019 budget check-in, and I don't know, sometimes I do like a week 5, sometimes I just like flex in a few days into week 1, so it's a little more than a week. It's Friday today when I'm recording, and I've got a lot of transactions, including one kind of unexpected transaction, but we'll get to that. Okay, so let's get into these transactions. I'm going to go down to the bottom. Oh, actually, I don't know that they actually put them in any kind of order. And I'm going to go over to my kind of daily living stuff. Okay, so I've got Safeway 1625. That'll go in groceries. I'm actually doing a video this month where I'm going to record. I've already started, but I'll be recording each of my grocery hauls and my meal prep for that week. So I did the first week already. Safeway was part of that, but I haven't done week 2 yet. I'll be doing that this weekend. So anyway, that was that first little one. And that was actually, I had a friend staying in town, and I actually went to get basically dessert for us to make, make at home. Maybe not make, it was like ice cream and peanut butter and bananas, and a few other things, but that was not really a grocery haul. It was more like dessert. Okay, and then I've got my Chewy order. This is for cat food. I have been kind of feeding this neighborhood cat, which is kind of funny because my cats eat like the most expensive cat food, but I don't really want to buy, I don't really want to feed another cat like cheap cat food. Anyway, not that there's anything wrong with it, but I guess I just don't want to buy it and have it around and accidentally maybe leave it out and have my cat who can't eat it. So, I have one cat who is on a special diet, but I just feed them together. So anyway, it's a little convoluted, but the point is that I use about a bag of food a month, but I was like getting a little close to the end every month at the end of the month. So I bought 2 bags this month. So I have a bag always extra, just in case the big one hits, I don't know. So it was $137.04. It was a little more expensive this month. Let's see, I'm just going to go ahead and go up. So I also got my butcher box. Is a little more expensive because I did an add-on, and I recorded that as part of my grocery haul and meal prep video, so you'll see that. But it was $138.99. Okay. Let's see. I did go to the fair. I went to the local fair. It was so fun. It was just. Have you been to a fair recently? I gotta tell you, it was just such an unexpected joy. If I had any inclination of how amazing it would be, I would totally have vlogged. I have to say it was very cheap fun. I probably didn't need to buy probably didn't need to spend, I think I spent $29. I totally didn't need to spend that, but I did. Did I really spend that? I spent $10. I think about a drink. I don't know. I guess that was just what I approximated it. That might be wrong. But I didn't need to go on rides. I went on 2 rides, and they were pretty fun, but I think I'm too old for that. Like, one was it wasn't a roller coaster, but it was close, and I felt very nauseous afterwards. So anyway, I would do that again and do it on the cheap. So actually, when another one comes through town, I'm going to definitely try to do that one on a budget and do a video. Okay, so I spent $23, I think, on food at the fair. Maybe I bought like some raffle tickets or something. I don't know. You got to support the quilters. So $23. I'm going to put that into restaurants. Okay. I did also go on some rides. I went on 2 rides, and I bought tickets, and that was $6. So I'm going to put that under hobbies. It's like you really think you've got your budget dialed in, and then you do something weird. I bought some jars at a yard sale. I had problems. And that was $7. I'm going to put that under household. Spoiler alert, we're going to go over this month. Let's see. I'm going to just get everything else from this category. Oh, I did just spend $10.35 at Value Village. Guess what I bought? I bought jars. I might have to do a video about my jar collection. I went to Sushi House with an old coworker the other day, which was delightful, and it was $14.48. Okay, so I just took a quick little break because I realized I'd forgotten a couple transactions, my main grocery transactions from last weekend, so I just added them. So let's go ahead and enter those in. I'm gonna go back down, okay, back to daily living, and then I went to f.i.r.e. I spent $56.27. I was definitely stocking up. I do keep a little bit of dry goods like rice and barley and dry beans, but typically I tend to use most of what I bought during the week up, and so sometimes some weeks it'll just get really bare. So I kind of stocked back up. I bought like, potatoes, onions, sweet potatoes, that kind of thing. So I actually didn't buy any meat or cheese because I was getting the butcher box and I had plenty of cheese still. So I spent $56.27 and got a lot of really good stuff. You'll see that in that video that I do of my August entire grocery hauls and plans. But actually I didn't, I bought almost nothing in plastic, which was pretty cool. Okay, so that was $56.27. It's definitely like a chatty budget check-in today. I'm feeling real chatty today. I did stop at the cafe at school and I spent $2.50. I got some boba tea and I treated a friend and that was $9.99. I mean, it was pretty good. It was like a frappuccino, but with boba. I wasn't expecting that. Once I got it, I realized that like it's pretty clear on the menu, but I just didn't know that there were like frappuccino boba options. So it was pretty delicious, but kind of weird. I also spent $20.52 at the co-op, and so I'm gonna put that into groceries. I just picked up cat medicine, and as usual, my cat's prednisone was $46. And for anyone who doesn't know, my cat has inflammatory bowel disease, so she takes prednisolone, the cat version of prednisone, and I have it compounded into a liquid that tastes delicious, and she loves it. So that's a pretty cool option if you have a cat who needs to take pills and will not. I also picked up some pain medicine for my other cat who has arthritis, and that was $31.70, and that's for a month's supply in both cases. Okay. I actually just remembered that I had an appointment and I paid a copay. So I actually went for a physical therapy appointment. I had a bout of pretty bad back pain, which was very surprising about a month ago. So I went for a appointment with the physical therapy, and there's a $50 copay. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add that and track that right now. That of course comes out of my flexible spending account, which if you're not aware, flexible spending account is where my employer and potentially your employer take a certain amount of money out pre-tax that I use towards medical expenses. So the bonus is that you don't pay taxes on that money, and but the drawback, so something to be aware of, is that it's use it or lose it. So you want to plan carefully and kind of lowball it. Okay, so let's get back to these transactions. Okay, so I also had a copay for therapy that was $30, and that's my kind of usual copay. I did get some gas, so let's go ahead and put that in. I spent $39 on gas, and that was my first time filling up. I did a couple of donations, so let's go up to Radical Intersectional Feminism. I did my usual $5 monthly contribution to the Trans Lifeline, which, by the way, I just saw in my email that Trans Lifeline is hiring. It's a full-time remote position with full benefits. So if anyone out there, it's a volunteer coordinator. So if anyone out there has that kind of experience, like check that job out. It looked really good. Let's see. I also did my $20 as usual to Patreon. I support a variety of creators, personal finance, art, and reproductive justice. I do a small contribution, but I do it monthly. And yeah, it's just fun to add people on that sometimes. I also did a contribution to a project. I did it through chuffed.com. It was 5180. And I'm going to put that into sharing my income to folks that I know in town who are just both very dear humans and really just amazing activists and writers and artists are part of this activist group that is taking a trip to Korea, and I was really excited to be able to support it. That is nice to be able to do that. Let's get into it. Okay, so I want to talk about two things. Before I do that, I will say I did get paid $1,544.18. So I'm going to put that into paycheck number 1. So that's pretty cool. Every single month, I have this little thing here. Where are you? Under insurance and tax. So renter's insurance. As you can see, I have $91.66. Now, if you actually went back and looked at last month's video, it wasn't $91.66, but in my online bank, I have this pulled every single month, and it's automatically put into its own little spot. In my bank, it's called expenses. It was actually not accurate in everydollar. I'm not sure why, but as of August 1st, I had $91.66 in my bank account. So I just went into everydollar and I updated the fund in everydollar. But basically, I had to pay my renter's insurance, and it was sitting here. It was totally all available for me. Now my renter's insurance had gone up over the year, so I will keep that in mind for next time. But I paid my renter's insurance. It was $110 with this money here. So I will go ahead and adjust this at the end of the month during my reconciliation, and maybe I will plan for like $125 for next year, and I'll start taking that off every single month starting this month, or starting next month. Not really sure how that worked out. Okay, so that was number 1. That was kind of a fun triumph because I've been doing that. I've had that sinking fund all year, and it worked out perfectly. Well, almost perfectly, but if my insurance hadn't gone up, it would have been perfect. Now, the second thing I want to talk about was that my phone, it has been on its last leg for quite a while. I've had it a solid 2 years, and I'm pretty brutal. I tend to be pretty brutal on my phones. I mean, I'm working in a ceramics lab every day. It's getting dirty. I drop it a lot. I did have major protection on it, but in any case, my phone was on its last leg. I didn't have insurance or anything on it. I was paying into my my sinking fund for tech. Now I only have 156.33 bookmarked. I went to the Verizon store. I do use Verizon. I know a lot of you out there probably use a cheaper provider. I have to say that the reason I use Verizon is because I moved out west 4 years ago, and I had Sprint, and it didn't get service anywhere. Like just even in this town that I'm in. And it was really nerve-wracking because I didn't know where anything was, and I really needed to use my phone navigator. And that first week I was here, week or two, I drove up the coast, and in places where I didn't have service, my partner at the time didn't have service, but other people had service, they had Verizon. And so I switched to Verizon for that reason. For that peace of mind. So for unlimited talk and text and their large plan for data, I pay about $72 a month now. So it's not the worst, it's not the best, it's not the worst, but I do like it because I actually have service when I need it. So I definitely wanted to stay with Verizon. Now I went to Verizon. Phones are like $800, y'all. That's like a cheap phone. It was really intense, and I'm going to do a whole video about phones, so I will not talk your ear off now. I will wrap this video, but it's kind of a predatory practice. And so what I ended up doing was finding somebody on Facebook Marketplace and buying a brand new phone from them. They had upgraded their phone. This is it right here. They had upgraded they had replaced a damaged phone, and then they upgraded. And so they were selling that replacement phone. So it was absolutely brand new. They met me at the Verizon store. It was a good deal. Was it like the best deal ever? I don't think it was, but I really was not interested in like getting the best deal ever. It just seemed like a good deal. Like I was getting a brand new phone, paying another human, not giving Verizon my money. I don't know. It worked out just fine. So anyway, my phone was $325, and yeah, it was a little more than my sinking fund, which was not ideal. I really considered just getting like the cheapest phone so that I could stay under my sinking fund. But I also like don't want to replace it again so soon, if that makes sense. So I was trying to find that balance. Anyway, I also went onto Amazon because I have like my car charger and my charger at work. I had to replace some cords and buy a new screen protector and case. And I actually had a $25 gift card. That is technically living in the me fund for Amazon. I'm not a huge fan of Amazon. I try not to buy too much from them, although I definitely do buy things from them. But I spent $25 on phone stuff. I actually went just a little bit over, but it's my sister's account, and she had another gift card in there, and she asked me to pick her up something from town here and send it to her. So she just told me not to worry about the few extra dollars. So that was my kind of wild first week and a half or so of August. Let me know down below how you're doing so far this month.